Live from the French Quarter, this is Eyewitness News Weekends.
Type 2 diabetics may soon have a new treatment option that doesn't involve needles. Transdermal Specialties is a company that says it's developed a new insulin patch that is actually faster than syringes. CEO Bruce Redding is in studio this morning to explain how it all works. And you actually are the person who invented this.
Yep, I hold all 79 patents.
Oh, congratulations. Well, this is a big need, and I was just reading some of the documentation that you had. It says 209 million type 2 diabetics are in the world versus 11 million type 1 diabetics. This is a big issue for folks everywhere. And of course, bringing the needle is you know, it's just difficult. And this is something that's so easy. In fact, you actually have one of the patches on now, you said.
Yes, I actually have, this is a nighttime patch. It works by, actually it has this one is actually loaded with 150 units of insulin. This patch actually could last 4 days, but the FDA wants us to replace the patch every morning to begin some history. And we have a device which snaps onto this and it sends ultrasound, and actually this is one of the units. This is one we use in the clinical trials. Actually, they see a little red light. It's actually producing ultrasound through the patch, opens up your skin pores, makes them larger, and pushes the drug in.
Wow.
It's very fast as opposed to a needle. Actually, a needle, when you deliver insulin, could take 45 minutes after you inject before your glucose starts to go down. This, you can actually do it in 5 minutes. It's very, very fast.
So would you do then that at night, or would you do it in the morning? How many times a day? I guess that depends on your level of...
Well, if you're a type 1 diabetic, you're probably going to wear the patch day and night. Some of the type 2s have only needed to wear it at night and they're okay for the next day. So not only does it replace the needle, but also the insulin pump. This is totally non-invasive, no needles, no pricking of the skin at all.
Yeah.
But the main thing is it controls the diabetes. It controls the glucose levels, and you can set it and forget it. You do not need to worry about your next dose. And that's one of the biggest problems of diabetics is I've got to remember when I have to take the next shot.
Right.
And if they fail at that,
we know what happens, diabetic shock, exactly. And I asked you if you had suffered from diabetes and that this was the necessity was the mother of invention. You said no, this was sort of a fluke. You were doing something else.
We have a contest every December. We look at what we already have and we try to figure out another way to market it. And the winning team to come up with something new gets a trip to the Bahamas. So they fight like cats and dogs.
Of course.
So in this particular case, I came up with another use for ultrasound, which was ultrasonic drug delivery, and we picked insulin because of the need is so large.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Well, I know that there are so many people watching this that would love to get this. So how much does it cost? Is it paid for by medical coverage?
Well, let me give you the idea. If you're taking a needle, that's about $4.50 a day to use. If you take a needle where you dial up the dose, that's about $16. And if you pump, is about $28 a day. Our patch will be about $4.50 a day.
Wow.
So we're competitive with a needle and better for you and so on and so forth. But basically, the system will be covered by Medicare and by most insurers because it is so less expensive. Okay. By the way, it's still under development, and we still have one huge clinical trial to do before we go to the FDA, so it's not quite ready for market yet. We're introducing it at the American Diabetes Show, which is around the corner here in New Orleans.
And I was reading in some of your literature here, I think it was 1 in like 5,000 clinical trials actually makes it to market, or 2 or something like that?
As you're developing a new drug, it can take about 5,000 different versions of the drug, and maybe 5 of those actually get to clinical trials, and maybe 1 or 2 of them can actually get to the market. And so if you're looking beyond insulin at other drugs, like we're doing multiple sclerosis applications, Parkinson's drugs, normally that would take you about 10 years to get to market and about $1 billion of investment. With this technology, we may have another version of the U-strip for insulin. We're moving into multiple sclerosis. That may actually be ready for the market in about 3 years.
That is fantastic. Mr. Redding, thank you so much for joining us on the program.
Thank you, Rachel.